Hi guys, welcome back to what's on my plate. So for dinner tonight, I'm making a chuck roast in the oven with vegetables. I'm gonna have zucchini, squash, mushrooms, parsnip, carrots. It's all gonna cook together slowly in the oven. It's gonna be delicious, you're gonna love it. So let's get started. Okay, so for the chuck roast, I have three pounds of chuck roast here. I'm going to put oil on both sides of it, rub the oil in, and then we're going to season this with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and some paprika. And then we're gonna go ahead and sear this. So I'm just gonna oil both sides, and then I'm going to season it, and I'll just do the seasoning on this side first. So here's my salt. Okay, my garlic powder, my onion powder, my pepper, my paprika. Okay, so salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and we're just gonna push this in to rub it together. Then we flip it, and then we do the same thing to the other side. And now we're gonna sear this in a hot pan with just a little bit of oil, and then we're gonna flip it and sear the other side, and this is gonna go right into our roasting tray. Okay, so my skillet is heated up, so I'm going to go ahead and add my chuck roast in here. And we're just gonna sear it for like a minute, if that. We just wanna get some color on each side, and then I'm going to transfer it to my roasting pan. Okay, so I seared the one side, I just flipped it. Okay, so the chuck roast was seared on high heat. So now I removed it, and then I'm going to take 4 cups of beef stock, and I'm going to deglaze the pan. This is all flavor. We don't want to lose this flavor. So this is on low heat right now. I'm just going to add the rest of the stock and deglaze the pan. Okay, now I'm going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire in here. So add that in. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. Okay. And then we're going to blend all this in here. And this is going to go over our chuck roast. So we just need the tomato paste to break down a little bit. And then after that, I have a packet of French onion recipe mix. So I'm going to add this whole thing to this. I'm going to add the whole thing in here. Mix it up. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside. And my chuck roast is set aside. I'm going to cut up all my vegetables because I love vegetables, and the vegetables are going to drink all this juice, and they're going to be so flavorful. So I'm going to work on my vegetables, and then we'll assemble it, and then we're going to get it in the oven. It takes a few hours to cook. Okay, so this is my chuck roast, 3 pounds. And I'm just going to add vegetables all around. So I'm using zucchini, and I just sliced them in circles. I'm using yellow squash. I'm using parsnip. I just sliced it. And carrots. This is about 4 large carrots. So I'm just going to place all these vegetables all around the meat. Oh yes, this is going to be great. And last but not least, my mushrooms. I just wiped them down and I cut them in half, and I'm just gonna add these to this. Mushrooms, like if you put mushrooms in any type of sauce, I mean, it just totally grabs all the flavor. So that's one package of button mushrooms. Then I'm gonna add my piece of celery for flavor, just stick it in there. And then I'm going to season my vegetables a little bit because they don't have any salt or anything on them. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of salt, okay, and a little bit of pepper. Okay, and then the broth that we just used, this was the beef stock, 4 cups of this with the French onion soup. I'm going to take the whole thing and I'm going to dump the juices in here, and I'll do that next. Okay, so let's go ahead and dump the juices in here. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is gonna have so much flavor. I'm so excited. So this is what it looks like. It's gonna be great. I'm just going to add about a cup of water because I just want to make sure everything's covered. So this is just a cup of water added to this. And then I'm going to drizzle the top of the meat with a little bit of olive oil. Actually, and the vegetables. I always top everything I bake and cook with olive oil. So this is ready to go into the oven. I'm gonna eat this with a side of maybe mashed potatoes, since I didn't put potatoes in this, but look how good that looks. So I'm gonna put it in a 330-degree oven for approximately about 3 hours, covered tightly. And this is my chuck roast with all vegetables. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. When it's completed, I'm going to take it out of the oven and I'll show you when it's plated. Okay, so my meal is complete. It just came out of the oven. It looks absolutely delicious. I did add 5 cloves of garlic. I forgot to say that before, and also a bay leaf. So this is the complete chuck roast with all those vegetables. So I'll plate it and show you. Okay, so I sliced all the meat. Parts of it are like fall apart. The other parts you can slice. And I put it right back in the juice. And it's just gonna soak up all of that liquid. I made mashed potatoes to go on the side. And I'm going to plate it now. And I have myself got a baguette. And I'm going to have some bread and I'm going to dip it in this juice. Okay, so here's my plate. It's full of goodness. So this is my chuck roast with my parsnips, zucchini, squash, carrots, over mashed potatoes, and a baguette so I could dip it into the juices. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. Enjoy.